everyone, my name is Sam and thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the oh my god, I can't talk, and hit the bell notification. I need coffee. And give the video a thumbs up. And yes, it is summer. And yes, I still have to wear a sweater in the north. No, we have like really overcast weather like for like a week and a half now. So if the light's bad, I'm sorry. Take it up with nature. But yeah, so I want to talk about all the books that I bought this month. And it was actually very self-controlled. I can give myself a pat on the back. I don't think I really bought any books that I wasn't already planning. No, that's not true. Maybe about 1 or 2 books I wasn't planning on buying. A good chunk of them were pre-orders too. So I'm actually very happy that I didn't spend an atrocious amount of money on books. I mean, nowhere near, what was it, February or March when I bought like 70 books or something like that? What the heck? I mean, I just look at it as, you can't buy too many books. I have bookshelf space. I mean, it's there for a reason. Sure, I bought it so I could put more books. But, let's just talk about the books that I bought this month. So the first book that I got this month, and I'm so excited it came out, was my pre-order for City of Bastards by Andrew Schwartz. This is a sequel to Royal Bastards, which follows, as you may have guessed, a crew of royal bastards. And there was a power grab in the first book, and ragtag team of bastards and misfits kind of come together from very different sides of the table and work together. So I'm really curious where book 2 is going to go, and hopefully I can control myself for when book 3 comes out. I don't know when it's going to come out. I don't even know if there's a title yet. There's definitely not a cover. But I'm just really excited. I freaking loved the first book so much. It's so underhyped, and love this cover too. Ooh. To be fair, I didn't buy this one. Lori Forrest was such a wonderful human being. She sent me an arc of Iron Flower, which comes out in September. I want to say September 19th, to be specific. I have to double check that, but it's in September, and I'm so excited. It's the sequel to The Black Witch Chronicles. There is a prequel, like, novella and a 1.5 novella, which were originally only going to be ebook releases, but they've been so popular, I guess, that they're doing physical releases, so they're going to be releasing a bound-up version of the 2 novellas on March 26th, 2019, I want to say. It's all on Amazon, called The Rebel Mages. They just released the cover. That's what the beautiful, beautiful cover looks like. It's a combination of both of them, and I love it. I'm so here for it. But Light Mage comes out in August, but I have a feeling I'm going to get to this one first. And then maybe read Light Mage, so that maybe it'll connect some dots, and then reread the Iron Flower. Sounds excessive, but I think I've read The Black Witch Chronicles 7 times in the last, like, 12 to 16 months. I kind of love it. And the best part of getting an arc is that it's obviously from the author, and she was very kind and sweet enough to sign it for me and personalize it for me. Oh, I'm so excited. If she watches this, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It's treasured, and it will never leave my, well, I can't say vicinity if I move. It will never leave my possession, my ownership. That's the right word. Oh. And I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this book, and most of the people are liking this book more than they did the first book. So I'm being harassed by several people to read it, and I will read it ASAP. And it's a beast. It's over 600 pages again, which scares me, and I'm so excited too. My pre-order for Charmcaster by Sebastian de Castell finally showed up a month after it shipped. I don't know how Book Depository ships things to Canada. Is it by, like, floating ice that they just put it on and just hope it gets I don't understand. But this is the 3rd book in the Spellslinger series. It's supposed to be 6 in total, I believe. And there is squirrel cats, and there is magic, and there is lack of magic, and there is fighting, and there is like plague illnesses that are kind of magic too. And I'm so excited. So excited for this book. The 4th book got a cover reveal too. I think it's called Soulbinder off the top of my head. I think it's green. I'll put the cover there. These are all the UK covers though. They finally got the Canadian copyright permissions in Canada. And then they recast it, or like redesigned the covers to look, I don't even know. I don't know why they wouldn't just stick with this. Like, this makes sense. This has detail. Why would you switch? And this is very eye-catching. That is not very eye-catching. I question a lot of the judgments from publishers, but whatever. So, I honestly don't think I've actually even read the summary. Don't care. I'm going to read it. I'm going to love it. Destiny has a dark side. I love the book covers. I love the under design too. They put so much effort into this. I think it's Orbit's the publisher. Hotkey Books. Oh, do I have the... I somehow have the book cover on. Backwards and upside down. How is that even possible? Give you a little pretty close-up there. It's so pretty. There's a squirrel cat, which BT dubs. Based on what Sebastian de Castell was tweeting. I think there's more than one. Then I impulse picked up Miss Ellicott's School for the Magically Minded by Sage Blackwood. I rented this book from the library probably like 7-8 months ago and just never got to it. I had to return it. And I've heard like a lot of like pretty, like I either loved it from adults or from kids that were like, the kids didn't totally understand it, but I'm an adult. And the cover is just so adorable with the kids walking across it. And there was a Plum Point sale on. So really, it was a smart decision for me to make. I mean, worst comes to worst, I don't like it, then I give it to my libraries. So, yeah, I'm so excited, but there's a school for kids with powers, and the mistress goes missing, I believe it is, and they go on a journey to try and find her or save her, and I think there's I think there's dragons, because there's something flying there in the top, and I'm pretty sure I remember there being dragons mentioned in the summary. And I don't know when I'll get to this. I hope in the next couple months, but I'm just so excited. I have a feeling it's one of those books I'm going to say that a lot, and it's going to sit on my shelf for a year, and then I'm going to read it and be like, oh my god, why did I wait so long to read this book? It's amazing! So, yeah, just another middle grade book to add to my list. Maybe I'll do another, like, middle grade month. That might be what I do. After the emotional turmoil Jay Kristoff put me through reading The Ark, I decided to pick up a finished copy of Lifelike. This is the first book in his new trilogy, I want to say it is. The second book is supposed to come out in March 2019 or May 2019. I have to double check that. But I'm so excited for it. It's the feels. It's like Mad Max and kind of some Star Wars vibes and kind of some Romeo and Juliet. But our main character's memory essentially has been wiped, and she's been raised to believe that she is one person, when in reality she is not. And there's been a big science experiment, and her grandfather was kidnapped. And whilst trying to save him with a ragtag team of people, she finds out about herself and about her grandfather and this corporation and the sickness going on, and the planet's been basically destroyed. It's like a dystopian future, and I am obsessed with this book. It put me through so much in the last quarter or third of the book in traditional Jay Kristoff style. I don't know who taught that man to write cliffhangers, but that person deserves a special place in hell or heaven, depending on how much you love cliffhangers, because cliffhangers. But yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I'm not a big sci-fi fan normally. I like Illuminate and all that stuff. It's so good though. Pace is solid. It's pretty continuously going. There's no like big lulls and kind of, 20% of the book where nothing happens and all of a sudden that happens. No. So highly, highly, highly recommend this beauty. Then I impulse picked up Bring Me Their Hearts by Sarah Wolf. I never heard any, like, pre-release hype about this book. I don't love the cover. I kind of, like, it's got the fairy tale touch, but I mean, how many more covers can we have skinny white blonde women on? In YA especially. So, however, the summary is what took me. So I can forgive the cover. I'll give this author a shot. I've never read anything by her before, but it follows the main character. I think her name is Zira, and she is like kind of attached to this evil person who has her heart and controls her, and she kind of wanders around the forest, but he offers to release her if she can infiltrate the court. However, she has to do it without anyone knowing, like revealing who she is, or in that case he gets to keep her heart. And then enters a prince who's trying to, like, he doesn't love the court, but it's kind of obsessed with him kind of situation, and there's a cat and mouse game between them, and that's all I know. I don't even know if this is a standalone or a series. Probably should have looked that up. I don't know. But it sounds kind of fairy tale-y retelling. I'm kind of in a vibe for that kind of stuff since I finished basically all the Lunar Chronicles, so I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna suck up the cover, because it's a pretty, like, designed cover. I just can't deal with this anymore. Like, at least give some POC, like, but yeah. My beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, wonderful, very, very best friend in the world, Meg, did a couple trades for me and sent me the physical Arc for Heretics Anonymous. This book comes out in September. I do not remember the specific date. And I say September 19th as well. There's a bunch of books that come out in September. This is actually contemporary comedy, and it follows this ragtag group, and that's like the serious definition of ragtag. We have our main character, Michael, who is an atheist, and he's been like, his family moves around all the time for his dad's job, and he's forced in this new place to go to a Catholic school, and it's got nun teachers and everything. And then he meets a girl who's a feminist Catholic, and then he meets a gay Jewish boy, and then it's just, there's so much rep in here, it's insane, and they work together to point out a lot of the hypocrisies within the institution of their school, and it is so funny. I so hardcore related to this main character. I also was an atheist and went to Catholic school, didn't have nun teachers, but we had like the uniform, the hypocritical dress code, all that fun stuff, and I laughed bare minimum on average once a page. It's the character's sarcasm and brain is like Katie Henry took it out of mine. And by the way, if you're on Twitter, follow Katie Henry's Twitter. It's not like a million tweets a day, but she's funny. She's very, very funny. So highly, highly recommend pre-ordering this. She's actually going to be in the TBR Beyond book group to do a chat. I want to say September or October. It's going to happen. But highly recommend this. I don't like contemporaries, and this is one of my all-time favorite books of all time, which is why I wanted the physical arc of it, and I've got my finished copy pre-ordered, and I'm so excited. And I'm probably going to read this again before it comes out, because I'm obsessed. Then I got my pre-order of Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse. I'm so excited for this book. It's the first book in the Sixth World? Yeah, the Sixth World. I couldn't remember if it was Sixth Underworld. Sixth World series. It follows the dystopian future where the United States has basically been wiped out, but a couple like reserves, the Navajo Reserve that they live in, is kind of one of the few places with activity in life, and a character goes missing, and she's a finder, and she interacts with a bunch of other people in the community to try and find the girl gone missing, and I assume there's a big underbelly of crime going on. I'm so excited. First of all, this cover is awesome. I wanted the hardcover as soon as I saw the paperback because it's metallic-y. But the hardcover is so expensive in Canada. So I'm going to deal with this. At least until I read the book and make sure that I like it. Because it's a debut author. I've never read her before. And I don't normally tend to love urban dystopian kind of stuff. But I'm going to give it a go. It's got an Indigenous author. It's got Indigenous character representation. And it takes place on a reserve, which is always awesome and quite rare in a lot of, published, released books. So I'm so excited to get to this one. I assume probably in August if I can't squeeze it into my July TBR. And last but certainly not least is my pre-order copy of My Plain Jane finally showed up by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is the companion to the first book, My Lady Jane. They're completely different stories. They've just taken Janes in different parts of the world, and it's kind of a series because of that. So we follow Jane Eyre. It's a gothic retelling of Jane Eyre. She sees dead people looking for love at all the wrong places. Eyre, that is. I just know that's supposed to be dark. Well, dark for a comedy, but it's a historical comedy with some dark aspects, very gothic. And I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this. I'm so happy these women released another book. And they're supposed to have a third book coming out, I think, about My Calamity Jane. I think that's what it's supposed to be called. So I'm excited about that one, and I'm probably going to read this one and then immediately read My Plain Jane and then read this one again. Or My Lady Jane and then read this one. So, these women, they're magical. And they're very, very funny. So these are all the books that I accumulated this month. Oh, no, this is not going to happen. Okay, well, I mean, you watched the video. You could see the ones that I bought. Make sure to check the description down below. I'll link all these books to their Goodreads pages. Let me know if you picked up any books this month, or if you picked up any of these books, or you picked up a book and you loved it and you think I need to pick it up. Let me know in the comment section down below. And make sure to check the description box for links to all of my social media. If you follow me, I will follow you back.